So welcome back to Photos and Paper. So when selecting photos for your scrapbook page, you might find that you have photos from an event or a time period. So these photos were a collection from one event, a photo shoot with 3 generations, and these photos were from a time period. It's Christmas, it's winter. So you can absolutely do scrapbook pages where you have many photos not from the same day or event, but they are from the same time period on one page. And then you can have these also on a page that are just naturally going to go together. You may find that you want to weed out some of these photos because that would be a lot to fit on one 12 by 12 page. So you might want to move 1 or 2 out, find your most special photo. You might want to cut them into squares so that they're a little bit smaller. There's lots of things you can do. You could even consider doing what we call a 2-page spread, where you separate the photos and you do 2 on one page and 2 on another. And we're going to talk about that in a future video. What about heritage photos? Well, heritage photos are a really nice place to start for your scrapbooking. A lot of people start with their family's past, and it's a great place to start. However, these are historical documents, so I never like to tell people to use these actual heritage photos on your scrapbook page. It's nice to be able, no matter if you're using acid-free paper and acid-free adhesive, it's nice to be able to keep these and archive these. You can put these in an acid-free box for future generations. So how do you use them? Well, I like to just use my camera on my smartphone and take a photo on a black or white background and then just crop that. You can also do a little bit of very simple color correcting. If you have a scanner, you can scan the photos. What's great about making these digital copies then is then you can share them with family and friends in an email, and then everyone would have the copies of those photos, which is really nice to share. If you absolutely have to put heritage photos on a scrapbook page, consider using photo corners and no adhesive on the back of them. Try to keep that as clean as possible. So when taking photos and making digital copies of these, that's what I did on this one. As you can see, the photo quality is still very good. The detail is great. And I left a little white border on this one so I wouldn't have to mat. More on that later. But yeah, it's a great way. Now I can take this photo and I can share it with everyone in my family. And you can enlarge them slightly, you can color correct them, and it's just a nice way to then have a permanent copy of a very special photo for your family. All right, let's talk about papers. Paper wishes, we do collections where you can have 12 by 12 paper, 6 by 6 paper, and we even have solid cardstock that coordinates with that. Okay, but we also have die cut tags. That means they're just, you can punch these out like paper dolls. And then we have chipboard, and we each also have cutting dies, and those also, we're going to have a video on cutting dies as well. So let's take a look at the different types of papers. We have some that's 8.5 by 11. Almost all of our new collections are also in 6 by 6, which is a great way to do small albums. It also works great for card making, so check out those videos. For 12 by 12, we also have for different holidays. You know, we've got Christmas, we've got fall, Thanksgiving, we've got Halloween, just everyday photos that you want to preserve, wonderful background papers. And then this one, Gingham #1 paper pack and coordinating cardstock. This is what we're actually going to be building our pages with today. So stay tuned for the next video on that.